Moving on to Chloe, who I will remind you have to be a Trump supporter. You have to be of age, 18 years or older, and not violate the TikTok terms of service. So, first of all, are you over the age of 18?
Yes, I'm 22.
I believe you. Do you support Trump?
I do.
Why?
You could seem a little bit more enthusiastic. Okay?
No, dude. I'm especially, honestly, like, I'll just be straight up with you. I'm like especially really hurt by women supporting Trump because he has such a terrible record of sexual violence against women that like it like truly breaks my heart that you're willing to call in and support him. So like, yeah, why do you support the adjudicated rapist, Donald Trump?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that, I think that a lot of the times when you guys call him a rapist, it's simply not true, right? So
I will point out again that many people have been sued by Trump for calling him a rapist, and those cases have all, with one noteworthy exception that I'll get to in a second, all of those cases have been thrown out because every judge that looked at the case said, no, Mr. Trump, you are a rapist. You can't sue somebody for calling you that. The one person who did get their suit paid out was George Stephanopoulos and ABC, because he did not say that Trump is a rapist as a matter of fact. What he said is that he was found civilly liable for rape, which happens to be that particular thing never happened in court. So no, even though it is substantially factually true that Donald Trump is a rapist, he just got the charge wrong, and saying that when you're in a position of public media power like George Stephanopoulos is a misstep, and he got sued for it, and that suit got paid out. But no, many people have been sued for calling Trump a rapist, and these cases get thrown out because he is a rapist.
So, like I said, I think that the problem here is the labels. Simply for the fact, and just listen, simply for the fact that when he was charged or found civilly liable, it was for SA, right?
It was for a crime that any reasonable person and any good person would define as rape. New York did not define it that way at the time, which is very unfortunate. They now do define it that way.
Yeah, and that's, whatever, but...
It's not whatever. That's a hugely important piece of context. That's wildly important. That is not whatever. I'm not going to let you hand wave that away. The thing that he was found civilly liable for doing at the time when the case happened, which was recently because the law just changed there, was not considered rape. It is now considered rape. I consider it rape. Any good person considers it rape. Do you consider it rape to forcefully put your fingers inside of a person without their consent? Yes or no?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, so for this whole time, we can argue about the case, we can argue about whether he's guilty, we can argue about all that, but when you say that what he was found civilly liable of, like on the jury verdict form, wasn't rape, which you are correct about, it was sexual abuse, was the thing that it said on the jury verdict form. You just a second ago admitted that form of sexual abuse, forcing your fingers into somebody without their permission, is something that you would call rape. So I'd like for the remainder of the discussion for you to recognize that when I say that he was found civilly liable of rape, I'm speaking accurately, because whether or not you think that the litigation was accurate, it is factually true that he was found guilty of something that you yourself just admitted is rape.
Yeah, sure. We can, whatever. If that's what you want to go with.
No, okay, it's not whatever. It's not what I want to go with.
As a woman, I have the right to say whatever. Okay? That's my right.
And I have the right to say that saying whatever about this is shameful.
Shameful? Okay,
yeah,
well, that's your prerogative.
Yes, it is. Right. That's what I do. I sit here and I shame people who believe those sorts of things.
It's not me sitting here defending the idea. It's not me sitting here saying that women... Once again, I would like to discuss with you the things in which are taking place at this current moment.
Don't shame in the chat. Don't shame in the chat. It gets me a flag for bullying. Don't do that, people. Sorry. But yeah, sorry.
If you want to talk about the case, that's fine. But I initially came up here to talk to you about all of the things. So whatever you want to talk about, that's fine. But as a woman, I think I have a right to feel the way that I want to feel.
Everybody has the right to feel the way that they feel. The way that you feel is bad, and it's something that you, I think, for the rest of your life will be ashamed of in years to come. You're young enough to spend a lot of decades being ashamed of supporting the rapist, Donald Trump.
Okay, well, that's your opinion. Great, stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of wondering exactly where you were going with the whole war crime thing. I'm curious to know your opinion on that. So he specifically said that if Iran doesn't open the Strait of Hormuz, he's going to bomb civilian infrastructure in Iran, things like bridges and power stations. Going after civilian infrastructure that like badly affect the civilian population of a country, not their military infrastructure, the things that matter in the war effort, is a war crime, according to the Geneva Convention. So I can agree with you in the sense that...
So you can agree with me.
You haven't even let me finish.
I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's no reason to steamroll here. I can agree with you to a certain extent, right? That if there were no reasons as to why we were targeting, anything relevant to civilian life in a different country in the circumstances in which we're under right now, that would be a bad thing, right? But
he already did do this, by the way. Last week, he bombed a bridge, waited for emergency crews to show up, bombed the bridge again, called a double tap, also a war crime. It was a war crime in the first place because it's civilian infrastructure, but he definitely made it a war crime by waiting for emergency crews to show up and then bombing it again. These are war crimes. Okay,
well, let me ask you this. So, my take on war crimes, right? Some of those would be, yes, bombing, booming civilian territory. Sorry, hold on.
It's okay.
I'm very sick right now. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Booming civilian territory. I don't even know what else. Let me think about this, because I learned about this and the aspects of it. But I mean, you need
to go check your Fox News article about what to say.
It's bold of you to assume I watch Fox News.
I don't think it is.
It is very bold.
I think you saw a hit piece about this and you can't remember what the points are. It's a lot easier to remember all this stuff if you actually understand how it works instead of just regurgitating lines. I understand how it works, which is why I'm so good at this. I don't have to think very hard about what to say. I just talk. I just riff.
Well, that's amazing, sweetie. I'm so happy for you.
Don't call me sweetie. It's condescending.
Okay. I mean, I'm from the South. I don't see a problem with calling people sweetie, but I guess we're just on two different...
I don't know. I didn't appreciate it. You're allowed to be mean to me. I mean, I'm not going to boot you for being mean.
I'm not being mean to you. I haven't been mean to you at all.
You're at a loss for words to explain your position on this because, like I said, I don't think you understand the interworkings of what's going on in the United States government. I'll ask you the same question I asked the previous guest when we got to this point of the call where it seemed you didn't actually know what you were talking about.
Okay.
Can you name and describe the function of the three branches of the government?
Yes, briefly? Legislative, executive, judicial.
What do they do?
Legislative, they create the laws, right? That's Congress. Mm-hmm. Executive, that's the president. That's the DOJ. He vetoes the laws, controls the DOJ. Judicial, that's the judges. Essentially what they do is they carry out the functions of said laws. Yeah, I know all three branches of government.
I'll give you the W. You passed the test, which is great. A lot of people don't pass it, so now I can have the conversation with you knowing that you basically do understand the functions of the government. She got it close enough. There's a couple minor inaccuracies in what you said, but people are talking about that in the chat. That's fine. You do understand the three branches of the government. Okay, so you do recognize that the power of the president is limited by that system, right? He doesn't get to do whatever he wants.
Yes.
Okay, including violating international law by committing war crimes in Iran.
Well, it's dependent upon what you're referencing here. That's what I really wanted to get into.
Double tap on the bridge last week, and the threats that he's made to bomb civilian infrastructure today. He actually said that he's gonna I forget the exact quote. Oh, here I have it open. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. He wrote. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. So threatening civilians like that, definitely a war crime. Why are you okay with the president committing war crimes?
But I'm asking you in the context in which that is, right?
Just to correct the chat, the president isn't supposed to control the DOJ. You guys are right. That's why Biden didn't and Trump is, which is bad. But the DOJ is in the executive branch. She was right about that. Sorry, go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, well, excuse me. Sorry, that's my dog. No, so like I said, we can agree to disagree here because under the circumstances, like fear-mongering, right? Is that what we're talking about right now?
No. We're talking about bombing civilian infrastructure. Threatening to attack civilian infrastructure in order to get what you want is something that we in America have a fancy word for called terrorism.
It's interesting sounds because it's my dog, by the way. It's not me.
It's not getting picked up all that much, and I have a noisy dog too. I'm not upset about that. I'm upset that you're not so concerned with the war crimes being committed by the president.
Okay, well, give me one moment because I'm actually going to go take a gander at this, because I'm really concerned about what you're saying right now.
I'll say that I'm actually happy that you're concerned and you're gonna go look at it for a moment. So I'll just she put herself on mute. Good, I didn't even have to do it. So I'll just talk to the chat for just a second. We're gonna give her like 2 minutes maybe to go find a source or whatever she wants to say about it. We're getting next. I don't know. I don't like skipping people unless I really have to or somebody pays me to, because there's a Venmo in my link tree, and that's fun. It happened yesterday for the first time. Somebody paid me $25 to boot somebody who I was so ready to boot anyway. And that's just good content. Got to be entertaining while I do this, or it doesn't work. You can call me a show for that, or you can call me effective at getting my opinions about politics into people's brains, because I wouldn't be able to do it to the degree that I am unless I was entertaining, unless you guys got double tapping away on the phone screen, as I see some of you are. Thank you for that. If you guys follow me from the live, share the live, all that stuff, repost the live, that helps a lot. And if you want to help me in an extra mile way that is free to do, you can hit up that link tree in my bio and go follow me on the other platforms, because I've got some follower count goals, especially on YouTube, because my YouTube's not really cooking yet. I just accidentally realized I had a bunch of keywords, like search terms, on my account from like 10 years ago that had nothing to do with political content or what I'm doing. So I fixed that. Hopefully my YouTube will start doing better. Anyway, gotta shill a little bit. Gotta it's the catch-22 of doing this, is that if I won the lottery, like if I was a millionaire, I might sit and do this, but I would do it completely for free, and I would focus completely on just getting the arguments to happen. But because I'm not that wealthy, I do have to do the financial part of this and asking you guys to support the stream and stuff, because if you do that, then I very directly get to spend more time doing this. I'm very carefully exchanging days of work on this for what it generates. So if you like the stream, if you think I'm good at this and you want me to be able to do it more, all the support, all the ways I just mentioned helps so much. Thank you so much for the hand hearts. I appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys so much for all of that. Chloe, are you there? Chloe?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay, did you look up what you were looking for?
Yeah, I was kind of researching exactly what Trump has been doing in Iran. I was curious to see. I think I saw something about him potentially booming the bridges and the power plants, but that's really all I found. So
right. So that's what I was talking about, which is these direct threats. This is breaking news. This came out yesterday during a speech, and he also had some Truth Social messages about it. But this is like the current thing today. The title of this live, I don't think it shows it to you on the screen, is today's the deadline again, because Trump has a lot of deadlines. But yeah, apparently by this evening, he is going to, I quote, but tonight, to quote Donald Trump, a whole civilization will die tonight. He says that never to be brought back. He says, I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. And that's what we're discussing. That's a war crime. Attacking a civilian population for military gain in the way that he's threatening to do is a war crime. Plain Jane, clear as day. Why are you okay with that? What'd you look up?
So I was researching what you had said that he had done, booming the bridges and all the good things, or not all the good things, but you know what I mean. I think that, yes, I think that to an extent, that could be considered a war crime, and I don't think that he should do that. I don't think that should be something that happens. I don't think that he's really going about this in the best way possible. I will sit here and I can say that this is not something that I do support.
Do you recognize that it would be a fair description of a president committing war crimes to say that would fall under what we might call in the legal system high crimes or misdemeanors?
You're asking me if I would determine whether or not a war crime was a misdemeanor or a high crime?
Either are fine. Would you like the category of things that somebody might do that we would call like high crimes and misdemeanors? Do you think that committing a war crime falls under that description?
I would say that a high crime would probably be the best fit. Sure.
So I would actually also say that that's a high crime, not a misdemeanor. So it sounds to me like you believe that Donald Trump should be impeached, because if the president commits high crimes or misdemeanors, the mechanism that we use to address that situation is impeachment.
I think that if this is something that they go through with, I think that there should be something that happens for sure.
So you don't think that right now he's in an impeachable position because it hasn't happened yet. You think that just threatening to do it isn't enough to do for it to be a high crime and misdemeanor. So I'll just walk that back one step and say, do you think that threatening to commit a war crime, which I would call terrorism personally, do you think that threatening to commit a war crime would fall under high crimes or misdemeanors?
Misdemeanor.
So it is still one of them. Okay, so a lesser thing, but it still fits under high crimes and misdemeanors. So again, I'll just ask again. Sounds to me like you think that Donald Trump should be impeached because we impeach the president if they commit high crimes or misdemeanors.
Yeah, I think that. I think that there's definitely a middle ground there in terms of fear mongering. I think that if it's beneficial to us, then that's one thing. If it's not, then it's not.
Wait, okay. No. Very interesting what you just said. You said that there's middle ground, and you didn't give me a solid yes on saying that he should be impeached, and you said that that if it's good for us, then it's okay, and if it's bad for us, it's not. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so if you are personally convinced that it was good for you or the American people, it's okay for the president to commit war crimes or high crimes and misdemeanors, and we shouldn't impeach him.
Hey, I got a phone call. Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
No worries.
I swiped out.
No worries. So what I'm saying is that you just said that if we benefit from it, then it is okay for the president to commit war crimes or other high crimes and misdemeanors, and we shouldn't impeach him if you yourself just deem it as a good thing that he did.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, it's dependent upon circumstances. But
right. And
I'm telling you that in front of my face,
judging the circumstances and saying that you're okay with it instead of respecting the way that the government is supposed to work according to the Constitution, because according to the Constitution, we're supposed to impeach the president if he does these sorts of things.
Are we supposed to impeach the president if he is threatening?
Yeah, I would say yes.
You would say yes, but is that part of the law?
This is something that comes up a lot because Trump says so many things and he only does some of them, and I think that's still terrible because even the some of them that he does do is really, really, really bad. But let me just explain this to you with an analogy, which is that it would be illegal for me to punch you in the face, right?
It would be illegal to what? I'm sorry.
For me to punch you in the face, for me to assault you, right?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Right. Yeah, assuming you're not into that.
No.
Let's assume you're not into that. And let's assume I don't have consent to punch you in the face. It's a crime. It's assault, right? Does it make it not a crime if I don't actually assault you, but I just threaten you to do it? I say, hey, if you don't listen to me, if you don't do this or that, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Is that not a crime because I didn't punch you in the face?
Well, I mean, assault and battery are two different things. So it depends on the state in which you're in. It depends on the circumstances.
I can recognize. But so it's illegal for me to punch you in the face without consent. Is it illegal for me to threaten to punch you in the face? Yes or no?
Like I said, it depends. I'm not even literally trying to argue this, but I'm being genuine when I say it depends.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, because I really actually feel like you're arguing in good faith, so I want to stay on this. Violation warning, criminal behavior.
It's probably because I said the B word. I'm sorry.
I think the flag is that TikTok thinks that I'm actually threatening you. It doesn't understand it. It's a hypothetical, but I was going to wrap up after you anyway, so no worries on the restriction. So I'll just be more careful with my language. It is illegal to threaten somebody. That's my point. But when you threaten somebody, you don't have to go through with the threat for it to be illegal. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then it is then it is still illegal what Trump is doing.
But by law. You're saying that by law, because we have had multiple presidents, even under Obama, when he was talking about Syria, he threatened them as well. Is that illegal?
I'm not interested in a deflection to somebody else because
I'm not trying to deflect. I'm being genuine.
We're talking about Trump.
Would it be the same?
We're talking about my example and Trump, and I've been doing this too long to start going down the rabbit hole about some other politician. I just need your answer. Is it okay that Trump is threatening to commit war crimes?
Well, I'm not really trying to be in bad faith right now, but it would be the same thing. Why did no one have a problem with that? I'm just wondering.
Again, just yes or no, should we impeach a president if they commit war crimes or threaten to commit war crimes?
It depends on the circumstances. I stick with that.
So there are circumstances where it's okay for the president to commit war crimes or threaten to commit war crimes?
Fear-mongering in itself is not always a bad thing.
Literally called in and started and are supporting terrorism. Okay. Got anything else? I'm tired. I want to be. I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. Got anything before you want to go?
Not really. No.
Okay. Feel free to call in another time. Thank you, Chloe. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if the president's a terrorist as long as he supports what I want. Oh man.